Good afternoon, viewers. Thank you for watching our show again. So today, we will be having Olivia so that we can help her solve her 5 problems. So come and let us watch the show.
Si Olivia Calderon, isa po akong negosyante. Gusto ko po sanang matutunan kung paano ko pa mapapalago ang aking negosyo. Nag-send po ako sa inyong 5 problema. Paano po makatutulong ang math dito? Salamat po.
Based from her, she has 5 problems today. And she is asking our help. So come on and discuss these 5 problems with the help of the mathematics of investment. So welcome to our show once again. So today we are going to discuss the mathematics of investments, which will help our viewer for today. So let math help you manage your finance. So since she has given us 5 problems, it also encompasses 5 topics, which include simple interest, compound interest, annuities, amortization, and sinking fund. So now let's discuss her first problem. So for her first problem, she told us that she borrowed the sum of 35,000 pesos from a credit cooperative in a city to be returned at the end of 1 year at 8% interest rate. How much interest rate is charged from her account? So for the first problem that she got, it would be about simple interest. So first, let's discuss what simple interest is. Simple interest is an interest that is computed on the original principal only. It is found by multiplying the principal times the time and the rate of interest. So to further understand this, let's have the formula for the simple interest. The formula for the simple interest is I is equal to PRT, where I is equal to interest, P is equal to the sum invested or borrowed, R is equal to the rate of interest expressed as an annual rate, and T is equal to the time expressed in years. So now we are going to solve his first problem. So from the problem that she has given to us, we have identified that the principal is 35,000, R is equal to 8%, and T is equal to 1, and we are going to find the interest. So the interest is equal to PRT. So by that, interest is equal to 35,000 times 8% or 0.08 times 1. So we get an answer of 2,800 pesos. So for your first problem, the interest charge from your account, miss, is 2,800 pesos. So now, let's get into your second problem. So for problem 2, she has an investment of 10,600 in Highlands Bank. After 5 years, if it earns 12% compounded semi-annually, how much is the accumulated amount? So, viewers, we're going to find the accumulated amount from her investment at Highlands Bank. So this is about compound interest. So let's discuss what compound interest is. Compound interest, also known as compounding interest, is the interest on a loan or deposit calculated based on both the initial principal and the accumulated interest from previous periods. So, by that definition, we can say that this one should be differentiated from the simple interest. So, the formula for compound interest is A is equal to P quantity 1 plus R over N closed quantity raised to the power of N times T, where A is equal to the accumulated amount, P is equal to the sum invested or borrowed or the principal, R is equal to the rate of interest expressed as an annual rate, and T is equal to the time expressed in years. And N is equal to the number of times interest is compounded per year. So now, let's answer her problem. So, we need to find first the P, which is equal to 10,600, R is equal to 12% or 0.12, T is equal to 5 years, N is equal to 2 since it is compounded semi-annually. So now we are going to find A, or the accumulated amount of her investment. So again, the formula is equal to A is equal to P times quantity 1 plus R over N close quantity raised to the power of N times T. By that, A is equal to 10,600 quantity plus 1 raise plus 1 plus 0.12 over 2 close quantity raised to 2 times 5 or 10. And now we have arrived at the final answer, which is 18,982.99. So the answer for your second problem is 18,982.99 pesos. I hope that you understand how to solve this problem. So now, let's get into your third problem. So for your third problem, you are trying to figure out how much money will you invest after the end of 7 years. You have invested 2,500 pesos at the beginning of each year for 7 years, and you get interest at 5% converted annually. So what is this problem all about? So this problem is all about annuity due. So what is annuity due? An annuity due is an annuity whose payment is due immediately at the beginning of each period. A common example of an annuity due payment is rent, as landlords often require payment upon the start of a new month as opposed to collecting it after the renter has enjoyed the benefits of the apartment for an entire month. So from here, it is said that annuity due is always being used for rent purposes. So the formula for annuity due is S is equal to R, open quantity, another quantity, plus 1, close quantity, raised to the power of N plus 1, minus 1, all over I, minus 1, close quantity, where S is equal to the amount of annuity due, R is equal to periodic payments, I is equal to rate per period, and N is equal to the number of periods. So from that, we have identified that you are looking for the annuity due. And in order to find that, we have the given, which is R is equal to 1,500, I is equal to 5% or 0.05, and N is equal to 7. So from that, we have arrived at the final answer of 21,372.77, as you can look at the screen. Now, we have arrived at the problem 4. So for problem 4, you've asked, what would the monthly payment be on a 5-year, 20,000 pesos business loan with a nominal 7.5% annual interest rate? The original price was 21,000 pesos and you have made a 1,000 down payment. So the problem is a little tricky, but we are here to help you, miss. So to order to solve this problem, we are going to use the amortization method. So in the amortization method, the borrower, which is you, makes installment payments to the lender, which is usually the bank. Usually, these payments are at regular spaced periodic intervals. The progressive reduction of the amount owed is described as the amortization of the loan. The common examples in the use of amortization method includes car loan, home mortgage repayment, or even business loan. So the formula for this is equal to A is equal to P times R, quantity 1 plus R, close quantity, raised to the power of N, all over, open quantity 1 plus R, close quantity, raised to the power of N minus 1, where A is equal to payment amount per period, P is equal to initial principal, which is the loan amount, R is equal to the interest rate per period, and N is equal to total number of payment or periods. So, let's now try to solve the problem. So, from that problem, we're looking for A. So, our given is P is equal to 20,000 pesos, R is equal to 0.625%, which is get by dividing 7.5% to 12, and N, which is 60, which is got from multiplying 5 times 12. Excuse me. So now, let's solve for the problem. So as you can look at the screen, we got the answer of 400.76. So I hope that we have helped you in your problem. So now, we are now at your last problem, which is problem number 5. So according to you, you have made a semi-annual deposit into a sinking fund earning 7% interest converted semi-annually for the anticipated 15,000 pesos repair of your building of the business at the end of 3.5 years. So you told us that you want to find the periodic deposit and to construct a sinking fund schedule. So first, let's define what is sinking fund, which is going to help you answer the problem. So sinking fund, so for the purpose of modernizing a plant, replacing broken equipment, or paying at a distant date, person or company can always set up a fund. This type of fund is called sinking fund, where a sum of money is accumulated by equal or unequal amount done at equal or unequal intervals of time. So that is what sinking fund is. So it is usually used for big projects that entails a huge amount of money. So the formula for this one, for finding the payment amount, is P is equal to A multiplied by R over N all over 1 plus Rn all raised to the power of N times T minus 1. Where P is equal to payment amount, A is equal to the target total accumulation, N is equal to payment frequency per year, and T is equal to total number of payment or periods, and R is equal to annual interest rate. So now, let's try to solve the last problem. So, we have identified that we're looking for P, or the payment amount. And the given are A is equal to 15,000 pesos, N is equal to 2, T is equal to 3.5 years, and R is equal to 7%. So, from solving the problem, we have got 1,928.17 pesos. So, the periodic deposit is 1,928.17 pesos. But not just that, no, we're also trying to look for the sinking fund schedule. So here is the sinking fund schedule that our team solved. So the deposit at the end of the period is 1,928.17, which is what we get earlier. And the interest earned from that can be found at this column. And the increase in the sinking fund can be found at this particular column. And the total for that is 15,000 pesos. And the amount in the sinking fund at the end of the period can be found in this particular column. So, by the end of the first year, the sinking fund is 1,928. By the end of the second year, it is 3,923. And lastly, at the end of the 7 years, it is 15 or 7 periods, it is 15,000.02 pesos. So, I hope that you have learned something from us. Thank you for listening, and don't worry, since if you still have questions,